all of my chat family. How are you doing? This is Marlene Saunders show where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. Really appreciate all of my chat family. I've been really enjoying these 30-minute or less conversations. I hope you guys have too. I really have. I've been enjoying it. So I wanted to say to everybody to really make sure when it comes to relationships, people that you're in relationships with, and it does not just mean romantic relationships. We're also talking about relatives, who you're in a romantic relationship with, all relationships. Sometimes we outgrow relationships. We outgrow people, and it is what it is, to be honest with you guys. Hey, Realist, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday. I wanted to talk to today about not settling and keeping people around in your life because you've known them or because you get comfortable and everything. Because I think a lot of times people, they get really comfortable and don't want to make the choice to cut off people. I can speak on that for a little bit. Sometimes you get comfortable in a relationship and you just don't want to start over again. Sometimes you just don't want to start over again, finding somebody else and going through all of those things. But if somebody is not a good person for you, it's not going to benefit you. You know, we have to stop settling for whoever it is. Stop settling in your romantic relationship. Stop settling and these people who allegedly are your friends, people who are supposed to be your family, but they're really your relatives. It's one of those things that people settle a lot. They settle a lot for people. They settle a lot for the treatment that they should get. And that this applies for so many things. Yes, realists, they don't want to risk being alone. Isn't that something? Hey, Uncle Al, how are you doing? Happy Friday. People settle for relationships. Really heavy. It's really heavy on settling because they don't feel like they can do better. They don't feel like they're enough. It's for so many reasons. Some people, they stay in a relationship because they don't want to try to pay the bills on their own. So it's like some financial stability. So it's a lot of reasons why people do what they do. But it's still, at the end of the day, it's not worth it if you're not happy in that relationship. Oh, yeah, realist, alone and lonely is two different things. Surely is. You can be alone and definitely not lonely. Yeah. Two completely different situations, but I believe that it's all about the mindset. It's how you think about your situation. It's just like being positive and being negative. Both of them are choices that we have to make, and the same thing happens in all relationships. You always have a choice whether you want to stay around certain people, namely relatives. We always have a choice. And growing up, I didn't think I had a choice that I could make. And you most definitely can make the choice. You can't change those are your relatives, that you're related by blood, but you most definitely can make a choice whether you want to deal with them, you want to talk to them, you want to do things and be around them. You most definitely can make a choice when it comes to that. And we have to stop settling for garbage treatment. It's so often we settle and let our relatives treat us like garbage, and we got to stop that. Really, really have to stop letting relatives, friends, this person, that person, people on social media, whoever it is, treat you in a way that is outside of respect, outside of being supportive, and treating you like a human being. You know, we're all human beings, but some people, they're just very immature and very toxic. And you got to be careful with the way you let people treat you. Got to be really careful. It really shows what you think about yourself and what you allow. I didn't understand that part. It took me a while for me to process those things. It's really about what you think about yourself. Because if you respect yourself and love yourself, you're not going to let people keep running over you, disrespecting you, no showing, and all of that garbage. So it ultimately comes back to us and what we allow. You got to stop allowing people to treat you like trash. If you treat yourself like trash, better believe that other people are going to treat you like trash back. When they see that you don't stand up for yourself, when they see you're not doing things for yourself, making moves, people are gonna keep using you as long as you let yourself be used. As long as you let yourself be played, people are gonna play. People are going to use you like a little puppet and, dance, puppet dance. Do what I tell you to do and you do it. So they're going to keep it up. So that's one of the things that you got to change. You got to make changes. You have to do the right thing. You got to show love to yourself. You got to show respect to yourself. You got to show that you're just fine without them. And that's what a lot of people do not do. So much people don't know how to be their own individual, their own woman, their own man. They always have to be asking everybody, what do you think I should do? Do you think that's okay? They have not learned about self-validation. And I can't tell you guys enough. When I found out about self-validation and not waiting for relatives, a relationship, friends, social media, what's in your pocket, none of those things validate you. You validate yourself, and it shows how much courage you have as a woman or as a man to allow yourself to get over whatever it was, whoever it is, whatever people have said, and you make the new narrative. You say how your life is going to be. And when you choose peace, love, success, friendship, commitment, yeah, when you choose those things, then everything is going to change and shift in your life. But as always, it's up to us. You know, it's up to you whether you're going to be a happy person or you're going to be a miserable person, you know. And I just want to say that to everybody. Stop settling. Stop settling for garbage. Stop settling for less than you deserve. I think a lot of people who are on social media who try to portray themselves to be this fantastic and wonderful person, or try to make themselves seem like they got it and they're balling out of control and all of these things, and they don't have two nickels to rub together. I can't live that way. Marlene is going to be Marlene, and when I have it, but I don't believe in doing that show off stuff, because at the end of the day, the bills come in my name. It comes to me. So I'm not going to do things to pretend to be seen as, oh, look at what Marlene has going on. To each his or her own. Everybody's free to do what they want. But as for me, I don't agree with trying to be something that I'm not. Well, if I have it, I have it. If I don't, I don't. And I'm not going to feel guilty. I'm not going to feel like I'm I'm not doing a good job because I don't have what other people have, because I believe in what I have at that moment is what I have. And that's what it is. And if I want more, I'm going to make it happen so that I can get what I want and what I need. But I don't want to do things because other people have those things and I feel like I'm less than because I don't have those things. It's a mindset thing. You got to know what you want out of this life and then have enough courage to go for it. But everything in this life is not settling and not compromising and not sticking around and settling for less than what you deserve as a woman, than less than you deserve as a man. and to stop letting people sugarcoat things and make excuses. So much people they vibrate in that space of listening to people when they say things, right? Because it's easy to say, my life is this way. No, you choose to make your life that way. So there's a lot of people who are very lazy, and they're just don't want to do anything. So that's why they get the life that they get. And yes, there are people who are dealing with some real life situations and problems, and I get that. Life can be very hard. Things are expensive, and I get those things. But if somebody is not your cup of tea, have enough courage to walk away from them. You know, same thing applies with romantic relationships. Sometimes the relationship just is not working. And if I'm going to be 100% real and honest, sometimes the relationship was never good from the beginning, but you didn't want to believe that. You wanted to believe in this fairy tale, or you were only going by looks, but you weren't going by what kind of person are they? How do they treat you? How do they treat themselves? What is their past history? Do they have mental illness? There's a lot of stuff to take into, a lot of factors to weigh before you make a decision if you should stay around people. And the same thing applies with friends. Hi, Becca. How are you doing? The same thing applies with friendships. You know, I am a person that, while I do believe in friendships, I don't think that everybody is good to be friends with. There are a lot of people that you need to keep those people as associates. You need to keep certain people as your relative. And you also need to keep some people as, keep them at a distance, because those are your enemies. Those are most definitely not your friends. It's one of those things, the more you know, the more you pay attention to discernments, the more that you understand, okay? Understand what's going on. And when you identify, what they say, when the mask falls off. Oh, I'm glad you're doing good, Becca. I'm doing great as well. Yes, realist. You have to know who people are, and not follow the sugar coat, the fairy tales, the whatever. People, they'll put on this fake persona of who they are. They're such a good person. They're this, they're that, or they're about this, and they got everything together. But when you find that out, how are you going to deal with that person? That they've been lying to your face, being grimy. I think it has reconnected. Okay, it just reconnected. I don't know. My Wi-Fi went out for a second, but we really do have to pay attention to who people really are. You got to pay attention. This is your life. This is not the days when we were in preschool. We were full-grown adults who should be mature, but a lot of people don't pay attention to people's energy. They don't pay attention to what they see. They want to believe this fakeness because they love them. Like, people will say, oh, I love them, but do they love you back? You may believe that people love you because they are saying it, but are they acting like it? What is the actions? How is their energy? Do they keep their word? Can you trust them? Those are all the things, for the reasons why you need to either be with people or don't be with people. If somebody is a scumbag, they're going to keep being a scumbag, a low life, whatever, a degenerate. It's just, some people are just not good for us. And when you find out that people aren't good for you, the best thing that you can do is just leave those people alone and go about your own way. You got to leave people alone and let them be who they are. And that's all there is to it. You just got to let people be who they are. And then you have to have enough courage to be who you are. And to not let people keep playing with your heart. Okay, everybody. That's my time there. It's the Marlene Saunders Show. Real talk. Real conversations. And you're welcome to it. Thanks for tapping in, and I will tap back in on Monday. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.